Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Daniel Pineda.
And my name's Adele Quo.
And this is our post-Easter Passover show for 2018. Hard to believe we're into April.
Flying by.
Hope you're staying bundled up and warm out there for this rather chilly month of April so far. It's bound
Snow. There's snow forecast in April.
Bound to warm up here sooner or later and get into some spring temperatures, and hopefully the cherry blossoms will survive all of this. And we'll all be the better for it. So here's another show for you. We have a news and community bulletin board. And Adele Quo is here, as you can see, with another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
You got it right this time.
And CBB, as I mentioned, Denise is here. Is she here? I'm talking about Opera Nova tonight in their production of Cinderella. I certainly hope so. News for seniors. And then Miriam Gennari will wrap it up with an interview that she did with our first responders, police and firemen, and that's our show. But before we begin, a social media reminder of Senor Pineda.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also on the radio, right, Craig?
Also on the radio, WERA 96.7 LPFM. Listen for a while. All right, here we go. The first of our news items. Well, an 18-year-old student at Marymount University was charged with making a bomb threat against the campus. The threat was posted through social media, causing the university's main campus in North Arlington to evacuate last Sunday morning. According to Arlington County Police, a thorough investigation found no apparent physical threat to the safety of the student, staff on campus. Or the entire campus. The student, a resident of Washington, D.C., was arrested and is being held without bond in Arlington County Jail. Daniel.
Well, Craig, Annie Turner, principal of Patrick Henry Elementary School in South Arlington, died unexpectedly this past weekend. The cause of death is not yet known. Ms. Turner was originally a physical education teacher beginning in 1986. She had been Patrick Henry's principal since 2014. Arlington County is providing psychologists, counselors, and social workers to help staff and students deal with the loss.
And Daniel, also in the news, Arlington police are seeking the public's help in locating a suspect in an attempted abduction this past Sunday afternoon. Police say that the suspect, described as a black male about 6 feet in height, tried to pull a woman into his pickup truck in the 600 block of North Oxford Street near the Ballston area. The woman managed to break free and get away, but the suspect continued to watch from his vehicle until she entered her home. A lookout was broadcast, but the suspect was not found. The pickup truck was described as an older model, black or dark blue in color, and somewhat beat up looking. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact Detective G. Sloan. You can give that person a call at 703-228-4198 or email gsloan@arlingtonva.us. Anonymous reports can be called into Arlington County Crime Solvers. Their number should be on your screen there and also in your ear now at 866-411-TIPS. That's 866-411-8477. Daniel.
And Craig, finally in the news tonight, the Arlington County Board held its annual budget hearing for fiscal year 2019 this past Tuesday. The event was well attended as there are several reductions planned for this year. The final decisions will be made later this month, and we will provide updates when they become available.
All right, Daniel, and yes, that was a very well attended meeting. Most of my friends a lot of our friends from EIN were there, and it was a packed hearing room at the Arlington County staff offices down there at the courthouse. Okay, we'll be back with CBB as promised right after we hear from Adele in another installment of
It's Easy Being Green.
Twice tonight. We got
Excellent. That was a wonderful welcome. Thanks.
We pumped him up.
All right. Yay. Hey, welcome back. My name is Adele Quo. It's easy being green, especially when you live in Arlington County. recently named the first ever Platinum LEED community by the U.S. Green Building Council. Arlington promotes sustainability 365 days. Recent honors also include solar power promotion by the federal government and a year-round yard trimmings pickup by the Virginia Recycling Association, and our first energy lending library by the Urban Library Council plus regional and county government groups. Arlington boasts that there is no start or end date to celebrate Earth Day. You can check out the online calendar for the vast variety of green events occurring daily in April. Check out environment.arlingtonva.us/Earth Day/ every-day-is-earth-day-in-Arlington-County. That's a lot of dashes. Just type it in as every day is Earth Day in Arlington County. Highlights include Earth Fest on April 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center. Free, fun Earth Day Festival where you can learn about recycling, composting, conservation, energy efficiency, and much, much more. Also, there's the Arlington Home Show and Garden Expo that returns on Saturday, April 14th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Kenmore Middle School. One-stop shopping plus a rich and diverse schedule of free classes offer a convenient way to learn about remodeling and improving your home with green products and technologies. And by the way, we've accomplished a lot since our last Earth Day. For example, the restoration of the globally rare Magnolia Bog in Barcroft Park. Thanks to volunteers and staff, a lot of invasives were removed, and the bog now hosts new and increased appearances of the little wood satyr butterfly and the gray fox, along with uncommon to Arlington plants like bloodroot and wood anemone. Also, the first documented Arlington visit by a yellow-crowned night heron. Plus, more than 1,000 trees were planted or distributed across the county, and 7,800 tons of yard trimmings were collected in the first complete year-round collection. Also, 5 acres of hardened 4-mile run stream bank replaced with restorative native plantains occurred, and another 5,600 native plants were propagated in the county native plant nursery. That's more than twice up from 2,000 in 2016. A total of 290,484 capital bike share trips in 217. That's up 11% from the previous year, and more than 3,000 bike to work day registrations at Arlington pit stops, up 12% over last year. And here's a fun one, a post-Halloween pumpkin drop-off that put more than 3,300 pounds of fading squash into the county's new on-site food scraps composter in Shirlington. So remember, it's easy being green when every day is Earth Day in Arlington.
Good stuff. I like it. I like the fact that, what is it, the wood satyr butterfly and the yellow-crowned night heron made appearances at the Barcroft Park.
That heron has never been seen before.
That's pretty rare.
So pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And Daniel, you like the pumpkins that went into the composter.
Absolutely, yeah. I love composting.
3,000 pounds of pumpkins?
That's right. Composting.
Good stuff. Lots of numbers, good facts and figures, and good news.
Exactly.
Thanks, Adele.
Every day is Earth Day in Arlington.
Every day is Earth Day in Arlington. Dash.
All right.
Lots of dash. Thanks, Adele. Here we go now. As promised, your CBB Community Bulletin Board to file. Well, the Crystal City Connection is holding another Make It Tuesday event, and this week's project is listed as being cat tents. According to the website, attendance is on a first-come, first-served basis, and supplies will be provided until we run out, end quote. Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News placed a call to determine exactly what cat tents are, but the connection expert was unavailable, and no one else seemed to be quite sure of what was going on there or what it was. A web search revealed several commercially designed cat tents for sale, but the best way to find out about this particular project is probably just to show up. It'll be held on Tuesday, April 10, from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. portion of the day. 2117 Crystal Plaza Arcade in Crystal City, Arlington. And whatever it is, cat tents sounds like fun. Then.
Well, Craig, we don't want to alarm anyone, but it's a fact. 81% of area residents report having 3 days of emergency food supplies in their home. Here's a fun way to see how your emergency plan measures up. It's a game-based interactive workshop and will help you develop a plan in case disaster strikes. This program is for ages 16 and older, but ages 12 to 15 are welcome if they come with an adult. This free event takes place on Wednesday, that's April the 11th, from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Arlington Mill Residences, 901 South Dinwiddie Street in Arlington, Virginia. RSVP by calling 703-228-7782.
And Daniel, also in our CBB file, here's an event for families with kids ages 5 and older. It's called the Excellent Expedition. When spring finally gets here, you can go on a hike through the park to see how many different kinds of eggs are out there. After all, egg laying isn't just for birds. This all happens on Wednesday, April 11, from 3 to 4 in the afternoon at Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park. They're located at 625 South Carlin Springs Road here in Arlington. For more information and to register, number should be on your screen and in your ear now, 703-228-6535. Daniel.
Well, Craig, here's something for our Arlington gardeners and Adele Crow as well. You can make your garden even more pleasant with the help of some birds and butterflies. Home Depot Representative Bill Copeland will be on hand to share tips on how to attract these creatures. That all takes place on Thursday, that's April the 12th, from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park, located at 2909 16th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. For more information, give Leanne Canute at 703-228-0955. Give her a call.
And as promised, we'll be back with our News for Seniors file right after we hear from Denise and her thoughts on what's going on down at Opera Nova. Here's Denise.
So now Don Magnifico is very upset and he gets very cranky because he was dreaming about some sort of donkey. Let's find out.
Okay. Never mind. My bad.
To help celebrate jazz artist Karen Lovejoy and the Lovejoy Group will be giving a live public performance. That's on Friday, April 13th.
A donkey that can fly? He's crazy.
All right.
Wow, that's great.
Opera Nova
Opera
and
Nova.
their production of Cinderella, as you may have noticed, Denise was not here this week.
It was a different look at Cinderella,
She's on
right?
assignment. A much different look at Cinderella. But we thank you to Opera Nova and their efforts down there as they're in production for Cinderella. Okay, here we go. As promised now, our News for Seniors segment, News for Seniors glasses in place. And here we go, off and running. Seniors who may be thinking about taking up pickleball, well, heads up, here's your chance. They should be aware of not only the physical benefits, but also the physical demands. A doctor from Source Physical Therapy will discuss how to prepare the body and avoid common injuries. That's coming up Tuesday, April 10, 11:30 in the morning at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street here in Arlington. For more information and to register, call them at this number, 703-228-7369. Daniel.
We always love those pickleball stories, right, Craig?
Pickleball, just fun to say.
Yeah. Well, Craig, April is Jazz Appreciation Month. To help celebrate, jazz artist Karen Lovejoy and the Lovejoy Group will be giving a live public performance. That all takes place on Friday, April the 13th at 11 a.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park. That's located at 2909 16th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. For more information, call 703-228-0955. Don't let that date scare you.
All right, Daniel.
Friday 13th.
And also, Friday the 13th, that's my lucky day.
Yeah, my lucky day too.
Netflix and other television streaming services are the topics of a demonstration by tech guru and Arlington Mill Senior Center Director Nick Anglin. Some TVs have Netflix already built in, while others need a separate device, which Nick will explain and talk about. That's coming up Wednesday, April 11. At 6:30 in the early evening at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street here in Arlington. For more information and to register, give them a call at this number, 703-229-7369. Daniel.
Well, Craig, artist and art educator Jennifer Droblin will present a program on seeing art as artists do. She will discuss how art helps to better understand the world around us. The presentation will take place on Monday, April the 16th at 11:30 a.m. at the Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center. That's located at 738 18th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. For more information and to register, give them a call at 703-228-5722. And of course, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for this week's Senior Stories. Thank you so much, Judy, for your hard work and dedication.
You bet. Thanks, Judy. We appreciate it. And we'll be back with bye-bye and sign off right after we hear from Miriam Gennari and her guests. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Arlington residents know too well the degree of readiness required of first responders, especially post 9/11. Yet many don't know Arlington is facing a staffing crisis as government has failed to take care of the men and women we rely upon for our safety. Joining us today is Josh Wise, firefighter EMT, Brian Lynch, firefighter paramedic, and Matt Martin, he is a police corporal. Thanks for joining me, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Brian, let's start with you. Can you give me some vital statistics on how Arlington firefighters rank regionally in terms of compensation?
Right. So if you look at our starting salary versus the region, we're 21% behind the regional average. And that continues over a career that over, let's say, a 20-year time span, a firefighter in Arlington is going to earn 13% less per hour than firefighters in our surrounding jurisdictions.
Wow. And what about you, Matt, Arlington Police Department? Can you tell me a little bit about how we rank regionally?
Sure. Regionally, we're middle of the pack to maybe just above the middle of the pack for our starting salary. When you look at several factors, the biggest one is that Arlington requires 60 college credits for its police applicants, and we're the only agency in Northern Virginia with that requirement. So when you take that into account, other agencies actually provide an add-on or a bonus for applicants with a college education. So once you factor that in, we drop even further behind.
Well, why is it that you require that degree of education for Arlington County?
So we think that Arlingtonians want to be policed by well-educated, well-trained, thoughtful men and women. And there are studies that show that college-educated police officers are less likely to use force in citizen encounters, and when they do use force, it is usually more appropriate. And that's just one example of why we think that having college-educated police officers is a good thing for Arlington.
And now, the attrition rate for firefighters is staggering. In fact, Arlington County lost $8.1 million in training costs for since 2014 on firefighters they've lost. Why are we losing all of our firefighters?
We just can't make ends meet. With the county, we can go do the exact same job, and we can go to another place and get paid a fair compensation for what we do. And a lot of people have families, and it's easier for them to take the training that we've provided for them, go to another department. They are preferential hires, and then they get to go and start the new place.
And the station that you work at?
Station 5 in Crystal City.
That's the first responder, I guess all of Arlington was a first
Yes,
responder,
ma'am.
9/11.
Yeah.
Right.
They were the first unit on scene for when the plane crashed into the Pentagon.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you're high-tech, great equipment.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
State-of-the-art.
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 Absolutely.
So it must be awfully frustrating for new recruits to come in and find that they can't live here, but you live here in Arlington.
I was fortunate enough. I inherited my house, and we moved in at the beginning of last year. So, but I was born and raised in Arlington County, so I'm one of the few. I think there was like 3 of us when I joined. So I joined in 2007. There was 3 born and raised Arlingtonians who were on the fire department, and then I think there's about 2 of us left now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Matt, how down staffing-wise are you right now for Arlington Police?
So our authorized strength is 370 officers. And by the way, it's been around that number for about 15 or 20 years now. So despite the growth in Arlington, both in population and development, we have not added a significant number of officers in that time. But right now, today, we are operationally 48 officers below our full staffing. We have about 20 to 25 recruits somewhere in the training process, but they are generally months away from becoming solo patrol officers.
Wow, that's a lot of stress on the officers.
It is, and it requires a lot of overtime to meet minimum staffing requirements. Every patrol squad has a minimum number of officers who need to be working at any given shift. And because of our understaffing, we frequently need to pay overtime to get officers in to meet that minimum staffing.
What a waste. That's a terrible waste of money. Is that true also for the firefighters, Brian?
Yeah, so we have over a dozen vacancies right now, and what that results in is mandatory overtime for our firefighters, because when we don't have enough firefighters in the morning, which could very well be the case tomorrow morning, we have to keep a minimum staffing level in order to keep you all safe. And in order to keep that, if there's not someone to relieve you, you have to stay.
Okay, and I totally understand. It's great to get overtime, but would you agree that a lot of these gentlemen would like to go home and be with their families?
Absolutely, but their families depend on them coming home and doing what we call shift change at home, where my wife used to go to work, and then I would take over the daycare, or the daddy daycare as my wife would call it, and then I have the kids until she gets home. We put the kids to bed, and then we do it again in the morning. I leave, I go to work, and she takes care of the kids.
So she's no longer working?
We couldn't afford to do it any longer. With the amount of money that I make and the amount of money she was making, it didn't make any sense. We were paying for childcare.
Wow, this is such an important story to be told. I'm so grateful that you gentlemen came here today. I want to thank Arlington Police Department, Fire and Rescue. Myself personally, I just slapped my mic. I mean it. It's so dear to my heart. I also want to direct you to the Sustainable Scoop for more in-depth coverage on this story as we delve deeper into how important it is that we continue to maintain proper staffing and readiness here in Arlington. And we also make sure that we keep the highly trained and sincerely devoted responders that we rely upon every day. That's the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Miriam. And I look at a pretty serious issue there, pay and salary issue for the first responders, EMTs, and firefighters, and it's a serious issue. So we hope the county board and the budget gurus can get it sorted out there and help keep our first responders
Here in Arlington.
here in Arlington, and taken care of and pay them what they're worth, which is certainly a lot more than what they're making now. So that's about it. We went to the budget meeting. It was a packed house down at the
Both of us
Arlington. Daniel was there at the Arlington courthouse, the courthouse, the county hearing room, I guess you call it. And it was a packed house, well represented by members from AIM, and so we hope the county board members heard us. They saw us, so we hope that will do some good, and they'll get the budget thing straightened out.
Right, such an important cause here for our station.
It is. All right, anything else to add before we go, folks? On that happy note, the budget is always less than enjoyable topic, but it needs to be discussed.
Right.
Okay, well that's a wrap from us from here for now. So next week, if you're there, we'll be here and we'll try it again. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.